Namaskarams and good evening, friends, music rasikas, and all viewers around the globe. Welcome to the 13th episode of Indian Octaves chat show with acclaimed artists. Indian Octaves is devoted to promoting India's traditional art forms and cross cultural fusion in the USA through a variety of means such as concerts, lecture demonstrations, workshops, and contests. I will be one of your hosts today. My name is Smt.Santhi Mahadevan, and I am the principal and founder director of the Pranavam School of Music here in Dallas, Texas. I'm a performing musician, teacher, and most importantly, a very avid listener, learner, and passionate rasika of Carnatic music, continuing to learn under the tutelage of Sri N.R. Prashant of Mysuru. My co-host today is Dr. Gayathri Seshadri. She learned Veena under the tutelage of Mrs. Ranganayaki Rajagopalan in the Karekudi Bani. Gayatri is a regular participant in Carnatic music programs in the DFW Metroplex. She has participated in several Vadya Vrinda ensembles. She has given solo performances on a regular basis, and she was a member of the orchestra for several music productions as well as dance arangetrams. Gayatri has also received training in vocal music from Sri V. Parthasarathi and in Kuchipudi dance from Ms. R. Kalyani. Today, on the show, we have a very famous personality who, in his own words, strives to be the worthy descendant of Maharaja Swati Tirunal, who was called the prince among musicians and a musician among princes. We have with us none other than Prince Ashwati Tirunal Rama Varma. Welcome, sir. Welcome to the show.
Actually, somebody else said it is not my own words.
Thank you.
Thank you. Never...
Okay. Just a brief introduction. Prince Rama Varma, a member of the royal family of Travancore, is a direct descendant of Maharaja Swati Tirunal Rama Varma and Raja Ravi Varma. And he fell in love with music from his very early days. He started formal lessons in music from Professor Vechur Harihara Subramanya Iyer, a senior disciple of Dr. Shemmangudi Srinivas Iyer. The prince also studied the Saraswati Veena under Trivandrum Sri R. Venkatraman for 5 years and later under Sangeeta Kalanidhi Professor K.S. Narayanaswamy. The prince furthered his training in music from Dr. Balamurli Krishna and has gone on to become one of his foremost disciples. He has had the rare privilege of not only singing along with his legendary guru, but also of having Dr. Balamurli Krishna accompany him on the violin when he sang. Prince Varma has given concerts all over India and in other countries, and his first album was released at the Queen Elizabeth Hall in London. He specializes in taking classes and giving lecture demonstrations about various aspects of music. During the past decade, he has proved himself to be an organizer of merit by organizing a week-long festival of South Indian and North Indian classical music at the palace of his ancestor Maharaja Swati Tirunal in Thiruvananthapuram, Kerala. Prince Rama Varma was also invited to perform at the Rashtrapati Bhavan by His Excellency the President of India, Dr. A.P.J. Abdul Kalam. Prince, we extend our very cordial and warm welcome to this show.
Thank you. It's my pleasure.
Between Dr. Gayathri and me, we hope to cover both aspects of Sri Rama Varma's prodigious talent, namely vocal music and Veena playing. So, Prince, with your permission, may we go into the first request or question?
Please, please.
As all the listeners can expect, Prince, you have a very vast repertoire of Swati compositions. We have all heard famous and popular Swati kritis like Mama Vasada Janani in Kannada or Bhogindra Shainam in Kuntalavarali. But could we start off this talk show with any rare or not so often heard composition of the Maharaja?
Let me see. I hope my voice is awake because now in my normal schedule, I would have to travel here and there for concerts, and many days a month I'll have to get up at 4 5 in the morning, catch the first flight, and go. But now from March 18th, I've been put in one place. So actually, I've been working more hard than before, both singing and playing guitar. But the sleep timings became very unbalanced. I would stay up very late and get up very late also. So this is around 3 hours earlier than my getting up time. Let me see, something will come. I'll just sing, not the full song, that will be too long. Yeah, I'll present a
Just an
part of.
eye,
Yeah,
just an icebreaker, Prince.
yeah. There's a it's a composition extolling the value of Nama Japam, of chanting the name of the Lord. It's in a raga malik. When in Misra Mand, there's a raga called Sushama, then South Indian Behag, and Sindhu Bhairavi. So the whole thing will be very long. So just the Mand part. Hari Japata Japata Hari Japata Japata Hari Manuja Japata Japata Hari He Manuja Japata Japata Hari Aparivitam ho Haramana Payam Agamasatikam Amrutopayam Aparivitam ho Haramana Payam Agamasatikam Amrutopayam Patitanamapi Pavanamantram Patitanamapi Pavanamantram Siddhikandhani Sajivanamantram Patitanamapi Pavanamantram Siddhikandhani Sajivanamantram Japata Japata Hari. Like it starts.
Thank you very much, Prince. Your relationship with Sri Balamurali Krishna is a very celebrated one. I know you would like to speak about this today, as I believe there is a very special reason to do so.
Yes.
Is there any anecdote or episode that you recall that you would like to share, or any special advice from him that you follow to date and advise your students as well?
Yeah, actually, so many questions came in the one point. One
Sorry.
point, my relationship with each of my four gurus was very special. But Balamurali sir's relationship is very celebrated because he was a celebrity. That's the main reason. So naturally, anybody who is famous, one film star, they get divorced, means everybody will know. No, but you and I get divorced, nobody will know. So when you're a celebrity, whatever they do becomes famous. So like that, he was a very visible and well-known person. So naturally, my relationship with him also became famous. But actually, my relationship with my first guru, Vechur Harir Subramanian sir, was so precious. I don't even know what to tell, right? Like that. But obviously, what is seen more is my relationship with Balamurali sir for one very important reason, being the fact that he was a great composer. So naturally, I did, and I continue to highlight his compositional merit more than anything, more than the voice, range, or anything else. The brain, the lyrics and music, and Tillanas, Padavarnams, Ragamalika, so many areas he's made his mark. So that I have been highlighting, which naturally gives him a position which nobody else has. So Balamurali sir today, actually, as you know, you've been inviting me for this interview from April onwards, and now so many live Facebook things are happening that I didn't feel like really going for one. I don't even have a Facebook account. But when you said July 6th, because in India it's already July 6th, I was so thrilled because it's Balamurali sir's 90th birth anniversary in India. So I wanted to sit at home and use my phone and take a video and upload a tribute or something. But when you said July 6th, I felt very happy that it's like his blessing that on that day you chose. I didn't choose, you know that. So it came like that and I'm very happy. But Balamurali sir, about his advice, he is one of the most non-committal people I've ever seen. In fact, I'm 51 years old and I never got married. When I was in my early 30s, once Balamurali sir had come to Trivandrum, then my parents, my mother told him, see, if we talk to him, he doesn't listen to us at all. But if you tell him, he'll listen. You ask him to get married. So then Balamurali sir said, yes, if I tell him, he will listen. You know why? Then they said, why? Because I never tell him anything. So he was, in fact, the only thing he has ever told me was that I was too lazy to shave. So I used to go around with a big black beard like our invisible host who's behind the scenes now. So he would say, you have a nice face when you shave. And I would say, sir, why should I shave? I'm too lazy. So this is the only advice he has given me in 18 years that I should shave. Now I have started shaving. After he passed away. He had to tolerate my bearded face all his life. But I kept asking him, how do you develop the range up and down? How do you increase the speed? How do you increase the time you can sustain on one note? So his only answer to everything was that, instead of for getting speed, you do the Sakara Sadhakam. For getting Talam, complicated thing, you do this. Instead of doing techniques like that, all these Sadhakam techniques are screwed into his compositions. So you sing his Tilana means automatically, if you sing his Tilana correctly, you have to sing fast and clearly. And many songs have high and low range. So just his compositions, if you sing regularly, all what is necessary will come automatically without making it like a boring technique practice. You know? And I've been doing that. So I also don't really have much. There are people who are specifically experts in voice culture and stuff. I don't claim to be anything like that. But when I listen to my own recording from 1995, voice is better in 2000 and it's a little better in 2005. So I could not go down. Now, because it's early morning, I kept the Shruti at G. So G is Anjigate. In G Shruti, I can sing. Earlier, if I try to sing in G Shruti, nothing will be audible down. It will be like, you know. So, because I didn't have a naturally low voice. When I used to speak, it sounded so high. If I called somebody on the phone and I say, hello, this is Varma here, they'll say, hello, madam. They used to say. It is such a high pitched voice. So to develop low range, I was attracted to low pitch a lot from MD Ramanathan and other people. So, but it came. It is coming even now. So his compositions are the answer for me, and it's a tried and tested thing. I've been singing his composition, and same Tilana Kuntalavarali when I sang in 1998 and 2008, there's a difference. Now, if I sing, there's even more repetitive. It becomes polished. The jatis become like diamonds.
So, thank you, sir. My next question was actually a little bit answered by you already. It was it was a request to give us a picture of your musical journey, how you took it forward along with your princely duties and your relationship with gurus other than Balamurali, sir.
Princely duties, firstly, the whole royal thing ended in 1947.
Yes, sure. But Arat and all that, Padmanabha Swami temple.
The temple and Navaratri, those are so temple festival, we have 10 days, two times a year. So that is 20 days. Then Navaratri 10 days, that is 30. Then I started my festival, which we call the Swati Sangeetotsavam. That is actually not a royal duty, just as a festival organizer. Any festival organizer has the same responsibility. That is from January 4th to 13th every year. So these 40 days I am in Trivandrum every year. But for these 40 days, most of the time I'm not in Trivandrum. And I can't say I have been a responsible human being in many other areas. But I have been a responsible human being as a disciple to my gurus. and as a guru to my disciples, and generally as a music lover, music organizer, music sadhaka, all those, yes. But in most of the other areas, I don't even know how to make a cup of coffee, for example. You know? So when you're in lockdown, suddenly so many things become important. The fact that you can sing one Chakravarnam is not going to fill your stomach. You know? But if you can cook a nice meal for you, then that is more important. So
Yes, sir.
last 2 months, same interview had happened in February, and now on July 6th, my talk will be very different because last 2 months I've had time to think about so many things, and not that I have the answers, but you look at life differently, priorities differently. You know?
Situation
So
has made us think like that, I guess.
a lot
We
of
are all
inspiration.
we are all basically quarantined.
Hey, exactly.
Right. Sir, you mentioned being in Trivandrum only for about 40 days.
Yes.
You're outside the city or state for major part of the year. So you have undertaken several concert tours to the US and other countries.
Yes.
So what do you find as the most prominent difference between performing in India and, say, performing in America, for example?
I found performing in Europe, Japan very different, because when I perform in India, I sing before Indians. When I perform in America, also I sang before Indians. So I felt, see, I had a nice, very yummy South Indian feast in your house, so where I felt I was in Kerala only. I forgot that I was in Dallas for some time. So we stay with people who speak Telugu, Tamil, Malayalam, Kannada. So it's kind of like we are still in India when I was in travel in America. But if I sing in Germany or France or Austria or Japan, these are some of the countries. The audience would be from people from that place, not Indians. So I like singing before Indians, obviously. But when I travel such a long distance and go to lose my sleep, heavy luggage, and all, then I enjoy it when the setting is different. You stay in a hotel, you stay in France, means you eat French food, you sing before French people. You get the feeling that, oh, you are somewhere else, no? Not at home.
Yes, sir.
Well, in America, Canada, the same tour where we met in 2017, I had a concert in Edmonton, Canada. That is the only place I found a really international audience. It was very, very nice. They were Oriental looking people, black people, white people. So it was a very, very nice audience. Even now, I can't forget that concert because if really, then you have to make everybody happy. No? Suppose you just sing Todi in a certain way, one category of people will be happy. But it should reach all levels of listeners from other nationalities also. So how to manage, not how to sing, what to sing, it's very challenging. And I enjoy that a lot.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. That was a very deep insight. If I may move on to the next question with your permission. This is also an amalgamation of two questions. You are known as a great teacher. So, one part of the question is, what are your tips for effective practice for students in a foreign environment, meaning outside India? And the second part, what do you think of students in America and their involvement in learning music in comparison with students in India?
The second question, my answer is very bright and positive, because during my 2017 trip itself, I had teaching sessions in Phoenix, in Santa Clara, in Seattle, in New Jersey, in St. Louis, in Denver, in so many places, and every single place it went extraordinarily well. Dallas, of course, you didn't want me, so I didn't teach in Dallas.
That's not true, sir.
But in other places,
We didn't have time for that.
it is so that I would teach one or two, even three songs one day, and next day would be my concert. And the students I've taught the previous day, they would join me in those three songs. Some of them physically came on stage and sang also. The footage is there on YouTube. If you search Prince Rama Varma, New Jersey, or
Yes, sir. We have
Seattle,
seen it.
you
Yes.
can see. These are people I've met only once. I've not met them before or since. So they are not like my online students whom I met when I physically came to America. I just met them then and there the previous day, and they sang so well. I would not naturally not take a risk that my concert will go down. My concert only went up because of them. And I have my number one student, Amruta Venkatesh. So she teaches several small children, very small children also in America. And I have heard how some of them sing, or how most of them sing. It's very, very, very promising, the picture. In fact, I heard one small kid in New Jersey who must be probably below 10. If you sing any scale from the 72 Melakarta, suppose I take Mayamal and I sing, what is the name of this raga? This small kid below 10 will say, Sa, Ri 1, Ga 3, Ma 1, Pa, Da 1, Ni 3, Sa. So number 15. Number 15 is Mayamal. Like that. Knowing the Swaram position, calculating the Katapayadi calculation of the Melakarta and saying the name of all 70. I can't do that even now. I can identify the Swarams, but I don't know all 72 Melakartas by name. No? I know the one, somebody sings the one before Patvarali. I know, yeah, this is the one before Patvarali. But then I have to check, oh, it's called Nama Narayani. It's like, okay, right.
Sir, at this point, may I hand you over to Dr. Gayathri, please?
Please.
So, hello once again to everybody. I would like to ask you, sir, what was your experience learning from Veena from both Sri Venkatraman and Sri K.S. Narayan Swami, and what were the different approaches that they took to teaching, if any?
Yeah, actually, Venkatraman sir himself was K.S. Narayan Swami sir's student.
Yes.
So it was very, whatever I could take from K.S. Narayan Swami sir, I could do that only because of the 5 years I spent with Venkatraman sir. So my entire, as you are a Veena player, I don't have to tell you, you know already. But for people who don't know Veena,
Sure.
I'm saying, if you know singing and then you learn an instrument, particularly Veena or violin, for Carnatic music. For Western music, you have to know the piano. Any instrument, if you learn our grasp of the swarams, the Shuddha Swaram, and particularly of the oscillations become very clear. So I used to sing in a certain way. When I learned Veena from Venkatraman, it was like, till then I was seeing music like this. Suddenly, when I learned Veena, it just opened and became clear.
Right.
So whatever I sing, even if I sing fast or I sing slowly, heavy gamakam raga, very subtle gamakam raga, everything is, it's like Markandeya when Yamadharma came to take him to, and he hugged the Shivalinga. Oh, for his life, he was clinging on. Like that, I cling on to the Veena, whatever I sing. Venkatraman was very, very, very instrumental. That's a pun also, instrumental. In my getting Gamakan, see, he will say, you take Varali, for example. Suppose you take Padvarali. This ease comes on the face, even if you sing very fast. But so it's like talking. I'm not feeling 1% more strain if I sing. But I don't have to do. But the Gamakam aspect, when you sing Padvarali, while Varali, grammatically, if you look, Varali, Mapadanisa, and Padvarali, Mapadanisa, Sarigama. But Varali Ma will have 98% pa only. So, so you're saying me, but it's all so this kind of how close to pa is the ma, how close to sa is the ni in Varali, which is little different from Padvarali. first when Venkatraman used to play, he would play something and I would repeat that and he would say, so you think you are playing what I played, right? So I say, yeah. See, again I'll show you. He'll play one thing. Again I'll repeat. And again he'll say, you think you are playing what I played. And really for me it sounded the same. Then he will split and analyze and say, see, this is what I played and this is what you played. Then suddenly it becomes so clear. I wonder, how could I have missed that? It's such an obvious thing, but very subtle. So like that. And K.S. Sarnasamy, sir, both of them were so amazing, but joining K.S. Sarnasamy sir was just a natural extension from Venkatraman sir. Venkatraman sir he had this violin, Venu, Veena trio, Lalgudi Jayaraman, and Ramani. And the funny thing, I mean, people's ego, I have interacted with Venkatraman sir, Dr. N. Ramani, and Lalgudi Jayaraman. So Lalgudi will always say violin, Venu, Veena. And Ramani will say Venu, Veena, violin. And Venkatraman sir will say Veena, Venu. Their instrument will come first, always. So then, they have given concerts together with Mayalpura sir of TK Murthy. So he was a little more flamboyant and like a performer. While K.S. Saraswamy sir, now the time has come in America. You say if you got it, you plant it. No, so if you haven't got it, also you magnify and go some more than what you actually have. While K.S. Saraswamy was the opposite. He had this much material, but he would conceal everything. Just a little bit. When you know him more closely, suddenly one small door opens and it's like one universe, not one home or world or city. It's like one universe. He had so much knowledge into old Hindi film songs. He had so much knowledge into Hindustani music, into Western classical music. But all that won't be visible. You have to know him, sit with him personally. I would go to his house at 9:30, 10 in the morning. He would sit on a cot and I'll be sitting on the floor. So he would have brunch at around 10:30, 11. He'll eat. I'll just be sitting there on the floor and we'll just talk and talk and talk. 100% the conversation would be on music, nothing else. Then he would say how that man sang, how this man sang, like that. And suddenly his daughter-in-law would come and say, why is they both sitting and talking in the dark, and she'll switch on the light. Then we realize it is 6:30 in the evening. So neither of us would realize. Maybe he would go to the bathroom once or something. So from around 10, 10:30, 11, 12, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 hours, we won't even know time passing. Like that. So how I started my lessons with him was because of a specific thing. There is a Maharaja Swadhikarnal composition in Reeti Gauda Paripalaya, which many of you would be knowing. So the charanam goes like this. Like that. So this is a big masterpiece of my big hero, M.D. Ramanathan. So M.D. Ramanathan would sing Paripalayama quite often, and he would sing it with a particular flavor. Should we like? Eyes will Bombay, Calcutta, both directions. Right? So he would sing. So once I played this on the Veena. At that time, I was studying with Venkatraman sir. And I have this going on in my head, M.D. Ramanathan's Tamaras. So I played it. Then several months, at least 6, 7 months later, I met K.S. Saraswamy sir for some function, somebody's 60th birthday or something like that. He spoke very softly always. And function is going on, some homam, nadosaram, people are talking, all that is going on. And he calls me to say, that Reeti. So I heard him, but it didn't register what he's talking. No, that Reeti you played, no? I said, what? No, that day, oh, yeah, he played. The Charanam, can you just sing? I said, no. Yeah, just the Charanam, can you just sing? So I said, Tamarasa. Then he stopped. That is not how you played that day. So I said, no, you sang. So now you sang. So neither pada with touch of pa. He says, if you do Samarasayata, then there is no doubt that it is Riti Gaula. But if you do ta 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 soga soga mrida, it can be Sri Ranjini also.
Sure.
So then he says, of course, M.D. Ramanathan did that. It's nice only I know M.D. Ramanathan, so I know what you did also. But it's better you don't give even 1 second chance for somebody to say, oh, that Charanam sounded like Sri Ranjini.
Right.
When you're intending. So that, and this he tells me after 6-7 months when we meet at a crowded place. So then when I started studying with him, I said, I can't even sit in front of you. I feel like just standing far away. He said, no, you sit with me. At least he was on a cot and I was on the floor. That was little unlike. But the amount of music knowledge he had, in any question, there are so many notes which sound similar to the untrained ear, like Mayaliga and Todiga and Kanyashiga and Asaveriga and Punavaaliga. So they are many people. In fact, they start Todi. So people start like so that itself is like Asaveri or Punagavara. We will degree from the. So already it's wrong, but many people say so very not coming. That when you know Veena, not even know Veena correctly from people, then we know, oh, okay, we have to. It's like walking through a minefield, not touching the wrong note. So much he is taught. More than compositions, I didn't learn many songs from K.S. Narasimhan, but Raga Lakshanam, what you can do, what you should not do, what you may do. That, yeah.
So could you kindly tell us a little bit about the distinctive features of the Kerala Bani? Like, is there something distinctive about Meter or Gamakam or appearance to Saityam and things compared to other Banis?
Mostly in Hindustani language, they call it Gayaki and Tantrakari. So Gayaki being the vocal style and Tantrakari being the instrumental style.
Right.
Ours is 100% Gayaki. That's all.
Right.
So in fact, K.S. Narasimhan sir, I met him when he was in his late 70s.
Right.
So later I met several of his disciples who were with him when he was 30 and 40 years old.
Right.
So he had changed a lot over the years also. So these people who were with him earlier, they said he will show the fingering of a certain phrase, and he says, you don't change the fingering. I mean, you play like this. So if you change the fingering, it is like cutting off my hand. He used to be so particular. And with me, he used to play something, and then I would ask him, then he says, no, you produce that phrase exactly like that. Then it doesn't matter how you keep the finger. But the result should be like that. He was not that particular about the fingering. So he had changed over the years. But other than that, Kerala style, I don't know, because Mysore style, they play in Panchamam style also up. But Kerala style, mostly what we sing is what we play, and what we play is what we sing. That's in fact we sing and play together. In fact, in YouTube, if you search, some videos are there. My pitch is different. Veena will be D sharp, and I sing. So I don't do that much. But now during the last 2 months, I've made a few home videos where Dr. Balamurali Krishna's Raga Malika Gana Lola.
Right.
So if you search on YouTube, Prince Rama Varma Gana Lola Veena, then you can see every phrase I play and sing and show. Then you will see what I'm trying to explain. It's exactly what we sing that we play.
With your permission, sir, I'll share a brief clip of you playing Kalyani Ragam. Veena.
You can play just an excerpt, otherwise it'll be too long.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. We are back.
Yes, we're back. So that was we loved enjoying. We really enjoyed that clip, and all the Puritans of your show came out so beautifully.
Yeah, thank you so much. Actually, what happened was that I love comedy a lot. So, and one of my biggest heroes is the Hindi playback singer, actor, composer, so many things, Kishore Kumar. So now, while I was in lockdown, I used to do it for my friends earlier. Dub smash of a few songs. So I'll play a Kishore Kumar song, crazy song, and I'll move along like. So then after some time, some of my friends said, hey, people who regularly watch your YouTube videos, they might feel you are living alone in lockdown and slowly going crazy. So I said, hey, I mean, I don't have to prove anything to anyone, but still I thought, I think I've lost classical touch completely. Let me just do so pure vegetarian. I kept K.S. Narasamy sir in mind. He would be completely not showy or flamboyant. Just the presence he would play. In 100% K.S. Narasamy, vegetarian, no onion, no garlic idiom. I played Kalyani. Pure, there is no Yaman, nothing. Just pure Kalyani. Just to prove a point that yeah, I can play like this or sing like this also. So, but I didn't know it will come now on in India. But it's nice that you use this particular clip when I'm talking about K.S. Narasamy, because this is exactly the idiom in which his music he presented in public. While in private, we would talk about 1930s Hindi film songs by K.L. And not only the singing, the background music in between the Pallavi and Anupallavi, he would know by heart. And I would also know by heart. And we would say, see how Timur Baran uses the sarod in that particular page. Like, Balam aaye baso more man bal. So, that background music also will sing. Like it is, so, but on stage it will be very measured and just served like that, one spoon. I never heard him play Alapala for 45 minutes. He'll always be within one. Swaram also, everything is in proper measure.
Yes. So you had touched upon this earlier about, how learning vocal music helped your veena and vice versa. But, students often come across, once you're a performer, you kind of set your style for yourself after a point. But when you're learning you may learn the same song from two or different gurus, a vocal, vocal guru or vocal and violin. So how do you handle that as a student?
Yeah, there's a story in Ireland. The entire country is very strongly dominated by the Roman Catholic Church. So one kid went to school, and in school he was taught that the earth is round. then he came home, and then his father, who was a staunch Christian Bible follower, he said, "What did you learn in school?" He said, "I learned that the earth is round." So he said, "No, the earth is flat." He said. So, and the father beat him up. So then next day, the kid goes to school, and the teacher asks, "So, what is the shape of the earth?" So the kid says, "The earth is flat." And the teacher said, "No, I taught you yesterday it's round." No? So the teacher beat him up. So then same thing happened around 3-4 times. So he got beaten up at home by the father and at school by the teacher. Then finally the kid says, "The earth is round in school and flat at home." So for me, some songs which I have learned, fortunately, my repertoire is very different. Fortunately,
Okay.
many songs which I play in Veena, I play in Veena. But I sing, I learn from Venu sir. Balram sir is completely different, his own compositions than what he tuned. But there are Devadeva Kalyami. There are so many songs like that where I now when I perform, I combine all these versions together. Whatever is nice, one nice melody is there, and there is a. I'll show you. In Kedaragola, there is a Jalajanapha, Maharaja Swadharnath's prophecy. So in that Anupalai, what I was taught in vocal by Vachur sir was Sarasi Jadanetra. This is what I learned in vocal. Same thing I learned from Veena Venkataraman. Then, like that same phrase in the middle octave, Nisa Risa and Mapadapa. So, Sarilani Sarasi So, that I changed to Sarasi even when I sing. While there are some songs where the entire tune is different. Maharaja Swadharna has one song, Jamuna Kinare Pyare. So that Balamurli sir sings it in Adi Talam. Jamuna Kinare Pyare Kadam Tarumo Basuri Bajave Basuri Bajave Sagi Kunja Bhavana Ye Jamuna Kinare. Like that it goes. So the same Jamuna Kinare, K.S. Narayanaswamy said in Mishra Pilu, he used to play in Mishra Chaputal. So, Jamuna Kinare Pyari, Jamuna Kinare Pyari, Kadam Kadam Jamuna Kinare. So when I play on the Veena, I play this too. When I sing that. So both are nice. Aja Aye Shamo. So Aja Aye Shamo. I've heard what Balamuri sir sings. It's Mr. Pahani. Aja Aye Shamo. Rasmandal This is Mr. Chapu, Mr. Pahadi tune. In my festival, O.S. Arun has sung this in Adi Talam in Sham Kalyan. Aaj aaye Sham Mohan Ras Mandal Khelne. This I myself have recorded on video and uploaded it in YouTube. O.S. Arun singing this. And then there is Pandit Ganapati Bhatt from Karnataka, small place called Hasanagi. He sang the same Aaj Aaye in Tisra Gati in Yaman. So, Aaj Aaye Sham, Aaj Aaye Sham Mohana Ras Mandal Khelne. Ras Mandal Khelne. Aaj Aaye So that's also a nice tune. So no, my guru has taught me Mr. Pahadi, everything else bad. That I don't, if anything which is nice, I accept. Though I sing the Mr. Pahadi tune, I myself have uploaded both the the Shuddha Sarang tune, that not Sham Kalyan. Shuddha Sarang is Sa Re Ma Big Ma Pa Ni Sa Ni Pa Re Ma Re Ma Pa Da Pa Ma Re Ne Re Sa. It's very beautiful in the Sarang. So both the Shuddha Sarang and Yaman by Ganapati Bhatt, I myself have uploaded on YouTube. Then students can choose what they like. I find too many things are too rigid. Then that itself will kill the our creativity. Means freedom. No? So we should all be free to follow our own path.
So yeah, we'll change gears a little bit now and have Shanti ji ask you a few more questions about your vocal journey.
And you have to unmute yourself. Shantika.
Yes, thank you, sir. Thank you, Prince. I wanted to ask you if you have any favorite ragams or kritis, and do they invoke any special occasion or memory, or could we have a small demo, please?
Yeah, special memory, no, but I have favorite ragam. Number one is Behag, which is a Hindustani ragam. But it is not only Behag. I find that, we take Sindhu Bhairavi, which is very beautiful also. So, in fact, our boss wanted me to sing a line of a very beautiful Sindhu Bhairavi. During the dry run, he commanded. So, I'll use this opportunity to sing that. With Balamurali sir, apart from his own compositions, I had the privilege of learning several compositions by lesser known composers whom I had never heard of. See, we know Annamacharya Purandadasa, Bhadrasal Ramadasa, Sadasiva Brahmendra, but I learned compositions by Edla Ramadasa, Mallekonda Ramadasa, Prayaga Rangadasa, Kaivara Amaranarayana, people like that. So their names itself I had not heard before I joined Balamurali. So there's a beautiful Sindhu Bhairavi. It's tuned in Sindhu Bhairavi by Balamurali in Telugu. It's a very universal theme. It says, Ishwarajna emo teliyadu. So, Ishwarajna, God's will emo teliyadu. We don't know what is God's will. Adi, that ever erugaru, that nobody knows. Ever erugaru Ishwaraj. Then each charanam he will give one question which is a nice thing, and one next question which is a bad thing. So, Shashwat Aishwaryam ichi. Shashwatamana Aishwarya, the lasting prosperity. Shashwat Aishwaryam ichi. Sada nannu brochuno, always will you take care of me? Question mark. Or sakala badha lanupetti, all problems you give. Sankata paratsuchno, you make me sad and you look at me feeling sad. Which will you do? Ishwarate emotilyu. Like that. So each charanam has one thing. So, and the way he uses Pratimadhyamam in Sindhu Bhairavi, it's unbelievable. So it goes like this. And these songs have no Sangati 2, Sangati 3, Sangati 4, just the tune. And what is the tune? Sindhu Bhairavi is not important. It is the tune which conveys, evokes the spirit of the lyrics. That is all. So, Eswaratemo teliyadu adi evarerugaru Eswaratemo Shashwataishwaryamichi sadanannu brochuno. Shashwataishwaryamichi sadanannu brochuno. Sakala badhalanu petti, Sakala badhalanu petti, Sankata bara Chuchunu Parameswaratma emo teliyadu adi evarerugaru Eswaratma. So here we have Sagari Gasari re sa. So re is big re ga sa re sa. So many ragas like our Bhairavi have Badani, Pada is big, Ni, Sati, Ni, Da, Pa, Ni, Da, small Da, Pa. So big Da, small Da. Kamas will have Ni, Sa, Da, Sa, Ga, Re, Sa, Na, 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 Ra, Ra, Ni, Sa, Da, Ni, Da. So me, big Ni, Sa, Da, Ni, small Ni. So many ragas have big ni, small ni, big da, small da, big ga, small. But big ma, small ma, two mas, I just fall for ragas with two madhyamams, which unfortunately we don't have originally in Carnatic music much. Even Bihag is imported from Hindustani. Hamir Kalyani, which they call Kedar. In Hindustani, they have a raga called Hamir also. But what we sing as Hamir Kalyani is more close to Kedar. Then our saranga is so that is sarang that in Hindustani music. So all these two madhyamam ragas, I'm crazy about that, of which Bihag is my favorite. So in Bihag, just in that area, so ma, big ma, ga, ma, small ma, ga, pa, ma, ga, ma, ga, ma, ba, ga, ma, ga, ma, ba, da, ga, ma, ga, ma, ba, ni, da, pa, ma, ba, da, ma, ba, ga, ma, ba, ga, ma, ga, ni, sa, ga, ma, ga, ma, ga, ma, ga, ni, sa, pa, ma, ga, ni, pa, ma, ga, ni, sa. So, pa, pa, ma, 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 ga, ni. Just in that area, so we can sing a very plaintive. We can kind of drown in the beauty of the notes ourselves, but we can have very brilliant Diridrim tanum tanum tanadiranna Diridrim tanum tanum tanadiranna Udanita tanadidana 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 Tadirana 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 Dirana 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 Diridrim tanum tanum tanadiranna. This is also Bihar. So another bhava of the same raga. This is a Tilana composed by Sangeeta Kalanti, Dr. T.V. Gopalakrishnan sir. So TVG sir, I know him from 1985, and till 2019, I never knew that he has composed so many fantastic songs. Only last year, he decided to open his treasure chest and reveal not everything, reveal some of the treasures. So Varnams, more different kind of Varnams, fresh Tilanas, vivid and brilliant Tilanas. Not some Tilanas which have been done again and again and again, and we are like, the Tilana, instead of making us feel happy, we'll feel again that same Tilana. So fresh Tilanas, Varnams, Ragamalikas, many songs TVG sir has composed. So that is another avataram of Bihar. And speaking about, now I'll switch off Panchama. Just two Madhyamams. We have Lalita, our Hiranmayi Lakshmi. So, Hiranmayi Lakshmi Sada Bhajami Sarigamada Nisa Nida Nida Maga. That is our Lalita. But in Hindustani music, they have a raga called Lalit. So Lalit has two Madhyamams and no Panchama. Very, very beautiful. So, Sarigama, that is small mama. We can remember our uncles, mama, that will come. So, mama, da, mama, da, sa, re, sa, da, da, ma. Gaga mama 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 gaga mama mama gaga mama da mama da da ni da ni sa ri sa ni sa ni sa ri sa ni sa ri ga mama ga mama ga ri sa ri ga mama ga ma ri sa ni sa ri sa ni sa ni da ni sa ni da ni da ma da mama ga ma ga ri sa ri sa ni sa mama ma ga ma sa ri sa ni sa mama ma ga ma ni sa ga ma ni sa. So this is two ma sa ri sa ga sa ma sa sa ni ni da da ma da da ma da da ma ga ga re re sa. So this in Hindustani it's very common. They call it actually this is a Lalit. It's an early morning rag. So there it's night and here it's morning. So very beautiful. And our Hamir Kalyani also. Now I am stuck in. Sasari Sabaga Bada Basani Mama Disani Sama Mama Disani Disani Dani Sani Sani Dani Sani Dama Mama Dani Sani Sani Dani Dani Dama Dani Dama so ma, big ma. So these two mas just gets me. So Behag is number one, but all these Dvimadhyama ragas I like.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. I mean, your love for two Ma Ragams was brought out, but more than that, a listener will surely understand how good of a teacher or guru you are. It was so vivid. The explanation was so fantastic. But stemming from that, if I may ask you, in your opinion, what defines a good guru or what defines a good student?
Actually, combination is the rarest. I mean, I know several good gurus who have lived their entire life without even one good student. And there are several aspiring students who never get a good guru also. So both happening, it's like a happy marriage, as precious, beautiful, and rare. That just the two ideal people will come together, and the combination is like 2 + 2 is not 4, but 2 + 2 is 22. Like that. So for me, anything bad happens, and many bad things have happened also. But anything bad happens, and I feel, oh God, why did this happen? I feel bitter or disappointed. I tap myself on the shoulder, and I just, even 4 gurus you forget. I just have to remember Bachur sir, my first guru. Just the 14 years I shared with him, just that prevents me from complaining about anything, because that much of a precious relationship I've had with my first guru itself. Then second, third, fourth came later. So for me, I don't consider yesterday was Guru Purnima. So several people sent me messages for Guru Purnima, seeking your blessing. Some people I don't know also who have been watching videos on YouTube. So I honestly never saw myself as a guru. And I don't think, even if I live for another 40 years, I don't think I'll see myself as a guru, because I have been an aspirant. I've been learning innocently when I was 15 years old. Now I'm learning with more awareness. But learning. Even when I teach, suppose I teach Balamurli sir's Kuntala Varala Tillana, it would take me 6 hours in 1998. Now the same group of students, I can finish that within 2.5 hours now. So even if the same group of students is given, because I have learned how to teach that much more with practice. So even while teaching, I'm learning to teach. So I feel a guru should be a learner first. Like if you're a good driver, you'll be a good pedestrian also. No? So you'll follow the rules. So teacher should always, of course, teacher has only 5 songs and same thing we are singing again and again. Student will not find that inspiring. Then spot the talent, treat everybody nicely. But if you find one student extra gifted, you notice that and give them that extra time and attention and availability and inspire them. So inspire is the main thing. When I see Balamurli sir sing Tillana, I'm like, wow, I want to sing like. No, suppose Balamurli sir like, then he's my teacher. Okay, it's not like that. So many children, especially younger generation, they are big fans. They are big fans of Justin Bieber or somebody else. So our guru should be such a dazzling personality. They need not be a celebrity at all, but just as a human being, Like K.S. Naraswamy sir was so understated. He was like this only. But the way he talks, he's such a big star that I am his #1 fan. So that feeling should be inspired in a student, and student should feel safe. They can know that if he says, he won't bluff. No? K.S. Naraswamy, for example, if he says, and I always like to convince myself, do research, and be convinced that yes, this is like. But K.S. Naraswamy was one person. If he says something, if he says means I can just swallow it blindly. I don't have to check because he was so authentic. And if we don't know, suppose my student asks me a question about a song, what is the meaning of this? If I don't know, I'll tell I don't know. I'll never, just to save my face, I won't bluff or intimidate. Hey, shut up, just sing what I say. That I never do. So I'll always say, it's good that you asked. Because of that, now I'll also get a chance to learn that meaning and go and ask and find out. So then encourage them to listen to various good musicians. But in my younger 1980s, for example, when I was a teenager, I had not heard of Madurai Mani Iyer, for example. Madurai Mani Iyer is one of the most precious presences in my music and my life. Now, whatever Lalit Swarams also, I sang Madurai Mani influence is there. But I had not even heard of him when I was 15 years old. Now you go to YouTube, search for Madurai Mani Iyer and click, around 30 hours of Madurai Mani music is available. So it is up to the guru to direct the students to listen to that. And once they reach a certain level, they acquire the discerning power. We don't have to tell this is good or bad. They can themselves choose. But in the initial stage, already if they get polluted with, if it's bad, I don't call it bad music. Music is not bad. But a lot of undesirable stuff is available also, which will be more easily available. So to protect them from that, I feel it's a big responsibility, not only for the teacher, for the parents also, to provide a certain environment at home, because it is such a big environment responsibility. That's why I never wanted to go for family life, because I don't think I'll make a good husband or even less good a parent. So it's better because in my childhood, again, we had no TV. So there's no question of TV playing some terrible music from TV serials or whatever. No, we had live concerts during Navratri. Every month in Swatrinath Sangeet Sabha, we had 2 concerts. We go for movies, some Hindi, some English. That's it. But now on the phone, so many things come. On internet, so many things come. So it is very difficult to protect them from various sounds. So when they are newly born, at least when they are 1 week old, 1 month old, 2 months old, when they don't have much of a choice, at least then you play some only good music. So that foundation will definitely, even when a lady is pregnant, if they play good music, that affects the child for sure. So at that earliest time, if you pump in good music, then we can hope that that will protect them from the not so good music. I find, you asked about students in America, I found them very, very bright, very sharp. But the one common point I find in students in Japan or Australia or America or here is the lack of listening. Kelvi Jnanam week. So if they have a competition, you have to sing 3 minutes Kalyani, they prepare that Kalyani and sing, that is one thing. To present it nicely, it has its own value. But now, see, I didn't know I was going to sing Lalit. But early in the morning when I'm still half asleep, I can sing Lalit easily. So that comes, I'm not preparing Lalit to present in this interview. It's always ready. So not only Lalit Odi or Bhairavi or Sankaraparam or anything. So that comes only when you do it with love. I want to know, not to present, but just for the sake of learning. The pleasure of learning, in my case, that was 100%. In fact, I never even wanted to sing in public. It was never meant for display. I learned because I liked. That's it. Then Professor T.V. Gopalakrishnan said, he heard me sing privately at home. Yeah, this kid is singing nicely, why don't you make him sing in public? So at that time, my family, older generation, several people were not for it. They said, no, we are all royal family. We can't go sing in public. TVG said, from 1986, 87, 88, 89, 4 years he worked on my family to allow me to sing in public once. That's it. Just to show people, hey, there's a kid who thinks like this. And the fact is that my family was against that. Another fact is that I was also against it. I never wanted to sing in public. He said, no, I don't know what people will say. I'm not equipped to sing, perform. No? But he said, no, just sing once. Then when you sing, you will know what is lacking. Then you will work on it. Then I started. Now, after 2010, when YouTube came, my buddy who calls himself Music Box, he said, nobody knew me, including you. So nobody had heard of me, though I was singing here and there now and then, maybe 2 concerts a year. But some general names, you say TV Sankararayan or Seshagopal, everyone knows. So like that, nobody knew me. Then this friend of mine, he said, I like the way you sing Deva Deva Kalani or Vatapi Ganapati Bhajayam. I want people to hear that. I said, well, then now this new thing has come called YouTube. So you give me some videos of yours, I'll upload them. So I didn't know the word upload at that time in 2007. So then I said, oh, if you are doing, then I'll also start a channel. So I started Music Forever channel, and I started uploading Balamurali Krishna 1930s Hindi film songs. Then many people, my student Amrita Venkatesh, who was not my student at that time. So Amrita Venkatesh, Balamurali Krishna, Sanjay Subramaniam, Parasala Pannamal, KL Saigal, Kundanlal Saigal, Pankaj Malik. Most of these people, I feel, the first time they were put on YouTube was by me. Even ML Vasantakumar, MS Subbulakshmi. So many videos, you look at the upload date, then you will see when other videos have come and when my videos have come. Mm-hmm. So then I started getting feedback from unknown people who watched my videos and said, oh, I like the song. And I couldn't believe that somebody was actually watching me at that time. So it was it was a revelation actually. Then when I go to a new place, it need not even be a foreign country, I go to Kakinada or some place like that, some listener would come. Where I was going for the first time, they'd say, oh, can you sing Hari Ai Gati or Chanda Mamanu Julsi Badama, some song? Hey, how do you know? I heard it on YouTube. So I said, oh, okay, this YouTube is spreading. I mean, not as much as coronavirus, but still spreading in many places. So now I'm very happy to share, which is why last 2 months when I was at home, I've been making home videos myself. If you search on Music Box, that is my YouTube channel, MUSIQUEBOX, Music Box, and you search for the playlist called Lockdown Videos. You can find a variety of stuff, including me fooling around doing stupid things also. But that came, it didn't come naturally. So students now, I digressed a bit or a lot. My point was that students learn goal-oriented learning. I have a concept, for that I have to sing Kalyani, so I sing Kalyani. You'll develop proficiency, but you won't develop the love. Love is only when you do it for your own sake. My voice could not hit a lower note. The first time I hit a lower note means I didn't have any public concert. So I'm sitting at home alone with my tambura and hitting the lower note and just feeling so thrilled that, oh my God, this note is coming. And that was 100% private joy. They never got to share it in public, and it was not meant to be shared either. Once that love is there, then till you die, music will never leave you. But if you do it only for, see, I practice this song, but now I don't have any concert, then I don't feel like practicing. It will not be a good formula.
Wonderful, very informative, and at the same time very educative perspective from you, especially for young learners, sir. So at this point, I would like to pass on the baton to Gayathri again.
So with your permission, I had there were a couple of questions from the audience there firing away. And so one of them was there a question from, was there a composition of Sri Balamurali Krishna that he never got to present on stage?
Many are. Not one.
Okay.
So in fact, many of the compositions, I forced him to present because I found his book. There's a book called Surya Kanti. It had a Tillana. I was looking at Tillanas. I'm very attracted to Tillanas. So there is one Tillana in Garuda Dhwani. So I had heard only Ananda Sagara, Tattva Balaga Tarva, 1 or 2 songs. I had not heard. What is this Tillana Garuda Dhwani? It's there. He wrote. I said, you remember? No, I wrote something. I said, have you sang? No, I never sang. So then I said, can you please sing? I forgot long time ago. Then I physically thrust the book on him. And I said, just can you look and see? Maybe tomorrow, let us see. He will never say yes or no. He'll say, let us see. And keep me stewing, suspense. Will I get it? Will I? So then around late 1990s, he taught me this Garudathani Tilana, and I loved it. I started singing it and I uploaded it on YouTube also. Then it spread a lot at that time. Then I said, see, my version is there out. I want you to sing it also. Then he sang it in the radio Sangeet Sammelan, and few play. I think he must have sung it altogether less than 3 times. Garudathani Tilana. So there are many songs like that which is composed and left. And his Varnams, for example, 5, 6 of them, he made them Padavarnams. They were not originally composed as Padavarnams. So the Sahityam part of the Varnam, many of them, I think he never sang at all. There's one Ramapriya Varnam, Chalamu Chesina. So, Jalamu Chesina Bhalamura Bala. It was like so. The Chittasaram is Sadi Gari Sani Sani da Pamagari Sadi Gari Kama Gama Pada Pama Padani Sadi Gari Sani Sadi Sani da Padanisa Padanisa Gadadanisa Danisa Padanisa Gama Padanisa. Like so, he says in Chittasaram, Chalu Nikanu. He said, Chalu, enough, Poru, stop, Nikanu, stop. Ni Atalu Natalanu. You are dancing and playing around. He is shouting at Lord Krishna. Ni Atalu Natanalu Mani. Mani means you stop. Vadi Vadiga Maralu Grahamana. Vadi Vadiga. Quickly, Maralu Grahamana. You go back home. Sariga Leni Bhuvini Palanam. Sariga is nicely, correctly, but Sariga Swaraksharam also comes. Sariga Leni Bhuvini Palanamu Sari Cheyaga. So nicely, Bhuvini Palanam, taking care of the world. You correct it, you do it properly. Sari Cheyaga Manavula Badhal Anatsaga. People, human beings today, Badha problems, you stop. So, Sari Gari Sani Sani da Pamagari Sari Gari Gama Gama Pada Pama Padani Sari Gari Sani Sari Sani da Danisa Danisa Padanisa Gama Padani Chalu Nikanu Ni Atalu Natalanu Mani Badi Badi Gamaralu Gruhamunaku Sarigaleni Bhuvini Palanamu Saricheyaga Manavula Badhalana Chakachatu Putesi. Like that it comes. So this, as far as I know, I don't think he's sung it at all, except once he cut a DVD where I had the privilege to accompany him on the Veena, where he sang 5 of his Varnams which were made into Padavarnams. So Rama Priya, Shanmukha Priya, Kharahara Priya, Gambhira Nata, and Todi. So his Todi Varnam, for example, has no Panchamam, but he sang it almost 100% as a Tana Varnam. So the Saraguna Gavamu. Saraguna Gavamu Karimachala Maharani Sade Kaguna Rasapurita Nedaye Murali Gana Sudharasa Tinidadisa Nidda Magadisari Magadida Kamadani Sarigari. So like that. But it has Bhavamunanu Ragalapanamu Chesi Layamunu Manasunanu Nilipi. Like that Bhavamunanu Ragalapanamu Chesi Layamunu Manasuna Nilipi Swaramulu Srutilo Nilipi Ninu Mudamonarinchitivi. Beautiful, beautiful Sahityam. So he's talking about music only. With Bhavam I sang Ragalapana. Swara Layam I kept in my mind. The Swarams, each note, Shrutilo Nilipi, in its place in Shruti. Not only Sa, Ni has its place, Da has its place. Like that, with love, I worshipped you. So Karuninchi Varam Vasagi. Please give me Varam kindly. Bless me kindly. So all this he never sang. Odi Varnam, yes, but not the Sahityam part. Even Amma Ananda, Shive Shive, Charnam, very mostly 99% he would sing it as a Thanavarna. That also has very, very, very nice Sahityam. Every line has Sahityam. But last Saram, Sakasa, Nisagama, Nisagasani, Pamani, Pamaga, Pamaga, Sakasa, Nisagama, Nisa, Nisagama, Nisa, Nisagama, Nisakasa, Nisagama, Gama, 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 Gasani, Mama, Gama, Gasani, Mama, Gasani, Mama, Gasani, Mama, Gasani, Sani, Mama, Gasani, Sani. So he says, Antar Yagamuna Nino Bolisi. So I did Yagam, but internally, not physically. So Antar Yagamuna Nino Bolisi. I prayed to you, I loved you. Purakrita Khalambula Vimuktu. The Khalambula, the bad things I did accumulated over several janmams. So please liberate me from that. Purakrita Khalambula Vimuktu Niganenaiti. Sakala Shubha Guna. Very clear meaning. All auspicious qualities. Vinuta Muni Ganavana Guna Trigunatita. So Trigunam, Sattva, Raja, Tamo, she is beyond the three guna. Then the list of people who worship her. Vidhi is Brahma, Hari is Vishnu. Vidhi, Hari, Ganapati, Saravana, Bhava, Shuka, Sanaka, Asura. Even Asuras worship Devi. Asura, Suragana, Ratipati, Surapati, Vinuta, Shive. Nirati, Saya, Shive, Shive, Parama, Para, Shive, Shive. So, Sakasa, Nisagama, Nisagasani, Pamani, Pamaga, Pamaga, Sakasa, Nisagama, Nisa, Nisagama, Nisa, Nisagama, Nisakasa, Nisagama, Gama, 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 Pamaga, Sani, Pamaga, Sani, Pamaga, Sani, Pamaga, Sani, Pamaga, Sive, Sani, Pamaga, Sive, Sive, Sani, Pamaga. So then, Antarya, Gamuna, Ninu, Boliti, Pura, Khalambula, Vimuktu, Nikaneti. Sagala Shubhaguna, Vinuta Munigana, Vanaguna Tribunatita, Vidhi Hari Ganapati Saravana Bhava Shuka Sanaka, Asura Surakana, Ratipati Surapati Vinuta Sive, Nirati Saya Sive, Sive, Paramavara Sive, Sive, Sive. So like that, it's so, and instead of just, Namavali has its own value, Rama, 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 Krishna, Krishna, Krishna. But just the Sahityam, you, without Ragam, without Talam, just say Antar Yagamuna Ninu Golichi Purakrita Khalambula Vimuktu Niganenaiti Sakala Shubha Guna Vinuta Muni Ganavana Guna Trigunatita Vidhi Hari Ganapati Saravana Bhava Vidhi Hari Ganapati Surapati Saravana Bhava Shuka Sanaka Asura Suragana Ratipati Surapati Vinuta Sive. So like that, just Paramapara Sive Sive. It's very, very powerful. Each word is like a diamond. No? So it's not just praise Namavali, that's Sahityam. So many of these songs, I used to fight with him all the time and say, no, you have to sing. You only compose this, no? So you have to sing it. And he would be very happy only, but in a naughty way, he'd say, you are giving me a lot of work. He'll say, huh? I said, you only compose, so you have to sing. So Kamal's Varna is there, Shankara Varna is there. We never hear. He sung in 1960, 70, some of the Varna. But the Padavarna version only Shanmuga Priya used to sing regularly with the Sai.
So there have been repeat requests for you to sing Sri Rama Neenamamu, composed sing Amar and Narayana. In view of the time, could you sing a couple of lines to, our listeners would be very happy.
That went by. See, I sing Kalyani Atatala Varnam or Janani Nenovina or Enduro Mahanubhavu correctly. Nobody wants. Everybody wants this only. It's very catchy tune. Yeah, that is again, earlier you asked about how to inspire younger generations. Younger generations, they should feel like, most people or many people confuse crying with bhava. They say, like that, then so your tears came with so much bhava he sang. So happiness is also one bhava. So this, what happened was that Kaivara Amara Narayana was very great composer. Kala Jnani, he predicted the future also, many things like that. And several Bhagyakaras and musicians from 20th century have set his compositions to tune. And what attracted me most was Balamurali sir's tune. Till then, I had not even heard of him. So one song which attracted me a lot was, it went like this. It's based on Shankarabharanam, but it uses some other phrases also. It's not Shankarabharanam. So I borrowed the super weapon from Hindustani music, which gives you the license to do any note. There is a Misra. So Misra Shankarabharanam, we can call it. It goes like this. Shri Krishna Yanu Nama Mantra Ruchi Siddhin Sutana Kinnatiku Sri Guru Padabjam Bulu Madingu Stiramugani I just melt with this tune. So I heard this first time and I asked Balamurali sir, oh my God, what is this song? Who is it? One from Karnataka, one composer is there. Then I said, any more songs are available? Few are there, I tuned, I forgot. Then once he was going through his old cupboards and he found a cassette of Amaradharayana songs. Then I heard that, and it had one song which was very catchy and two songs actually. One is in Samarshruti. It goes like Chandama Manu Jyochi Baddama Sadananda Jyochi Baddama Chandama Manu Jyochi Baddama Takati Kalladinche Tamasulanu Vellaveesi Veve Ullu Marachi Tarakamuna Tellavare Danakamamu Chandamamanu. So this I liked a lot. And I said, oh, that Chandamamanu song is very nice. So he had completely forgotten that. Then I played him, he had used Santoor and all that as a background music. Then I got the lyrics from him. Then few charanams, many years later after he had passed away, only in 2018-19, Kaivara Amaranarayana Foundation, they have used a gentleman called Varanasi and lady called Ambika Anant. They have brought out lyrics with English, Kannada, Telugu translation of all the Amaranarayana songs, which is what I use now in a book form. So this I learned from the lyrics only. Tune I learned from the tape. Then this what was requested now, that comes with a very attractive background music. So when I just sang the song, I found something missing without the background, but I can't sing background music. So I changed the tune a little bit and made it swarams myself. And that somehow went viral. Last 1 year it's been going on. So that goes like this. The original tune was ting 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 like that it was. So I changed it a little and I made it Sagga Maga Sagga Maga Sagga Maga Re Sa Ni Pari Mari Pari Mari Ni Re Pamaga Re Sa Sagga Maga Sagga Maga Sagga Maga Re Sa Ni Pari Mari Pari Mari Ni Re Pamagadi Sa Sri Rama. Then my percussion will go Sri Rama Dim 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 Sri Rama Dim Dim Sri Rama Ni Namamu Jihva Gurujiga Unnadi Sri Rama Ni Namamu Jihva Gurujiga Unnadi Yeppudu Yevela Manasu Maruvakunnadi Sri Rama Ni Namamu Jihva Gurujiga Unnadi Sagga Maga Sagga Maga Sagga Maga Di Sani Pari Mari Pari Mari Niri Pamagati Sa. Like that. So this, it sounds very simple. So many small children, many of them with very pushy parents, they learned this from my YouTube recording. And naturally, in Malayalam, we say Tat Kaakikkum tan kunju pon kunju. So even for a crow, their baby is golden baby. So the parents, they hear only Suswaram, even if the children sing Apaswaram. So what happens is that the Sagamaga everybody can sing. It's very easy. Sagamaga, Sagamaga, Re, Sa, Ni. No problem. Then Pari, Ma. They will say Ma but sing Ga. So Pari, Madi. They'll sing Pari, Madi, Ma. The Ga, Ni, Ma is here. So Pari, Mari, Neri. This Ni also, they'll be singing power, but saying Ni. So it's a simple tune, but in this background, Sagamaga itself, 3 mistakes would already come. Then Sahityam will be somewhere, Shruti will be somewhere. Then for me, I feel flattered that they have taken my little tune, but I will feel very, very happy if they were singing it correctly. I must have seen maybe less than 2 or 3 sessions like this where the children sing it correctly. And so, and I see here, if sir is comfortable, I'm free only. I'm free for the next half an hour if you are free. But earlier I had a problem. I could not get up. It is too early. But now you will have a problem because it will be late for your dinner. I am free. So the boss, the invisible boss, and the 2 ladies can decide when to stop.
I did have a question from my side, and I think if there are any Vainikas watching, they might find it useful. Singers keep the talam for themselves, but if you're playing, you are going to have to keep track of the talam for your own confidence. Though you can have somebody as a reference, putting the talam. So what tricks or techniques do you have to keep talam in your head?
That's very, 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 very good question. In fact, it's a question I ask myself all the time. So what happens is that I have absolutely no problem even doing mathematical things in Rupaka Talam, Mishra Chapatala, and Khanda Chapatala. No problem. But Adi Talam, Oru Kale, but Randu Kale, if I am doing so for example, suppose I sing Veda Shastra then suppose if I am doing Naravel in Veena, the Sahityam is going on in my head, so Talam will remain. But if I am playing Swaram in Adi Talam, Rendu Kale, if I just take care of the Talam, then my enjoyment will go. I'll be only thinking of the Talam. If I enjoy and play, definitely some beats may fall along the wayside. So what I do is, I never give a Veena concert with only Mridangam. I'll 100% have a Katam also. I'll sit here and Katam and Mridangam will sit on both sides. When Mridangam is playing, Katam guy will put Talam, and vice versa. Suppose I have a radio concert and I'm playing alone with the Mridangam, 100% my main ragam will be in Mishra Chapatala. main. So that is, but that is not that's a loser's solution. It's not a solution at all, because I don't give Veena concerts. When do I give Veena concerts? Hardly ever. If I had many Veena concerts, I would have probably become equipped for that. Now I give vocal concerts only. I have seen a person like Dr. M. Chandrasekharan, violinist. He is blind, but he would play with a very mathematical person like T.R. Subramaniam or Sheshagopal, and they will be singing Pallavi in Nalu Kalai or Ettu Kalai, and without seeing, he keeps the talam, whatever heavy mathematical stuff is happening, which is why he is M. Chandrasekharan. Not everybody is M. Chandrasekharan. So there are few people who completely manage talam. They say, even in the Todi Varna of Balamurthy sir, the meaning, I said, Layamuno Manasu, you keep Layam in your manasu, not in your finger. So finger is for others to see, but the actual talam should be within. Hindustani people are very lucky because the tabla will show the sum and khali. The singer is completely free. They can go here, there, and everywhere and come back on the sum. No, so that's a luxury. I know people who have sung both Carnatic and Hindustani, and they say when we sing Hindustani, we feel so free. Carnatic is more, even Naraval means each syllable has to remain in that place when we do Naraval. So I put talam with my big toe and the next finger on my foot. So because when I play veena, I do that while singing also automatically this foot talam will be going on. But yeah, it's best to practice for the sake of talam at home, so that with so much practice it comes with ease on stage also.
So what was the influence of Sri MDR on your music?
Not was. It continues to be.
Yes.
That's a purpose, like breathing. I don't want it to be a dry talk, so I drink some water. Yeah, so MD Ramanathan and the playback singer Kishore Kumar, I was not attracted to music. I was attracted to MD Ramanathan and Kishore Kumar. So suppose MD Ramanathan was a cricket player, I would have played cricket. That much I was obsessed with him. So I was lucky that he was a Carnatic musician, because of which I developed the love for Carnatic music, because MDR did that. So much, I still haven't found out the why I like him so much. But later, when I studied music, I found that though his pronunciation would be little like that. No? So Vanajakshi, so but for the enunciation, the actual Sahityam splitting, very few people did as correctly as M.B. Ramanathan in any composition. Beautiful connection to the Sahityam. So I don't know Telugu, but M.D. Ramanathan sings a Tyagaraja Kriti. That spirit of Tyagaraja, a Malayali like me, without knowledge of Telugu, it is conveyed. No? That Kishore Kumar also, if he sang a Hindi playback song, it's a sad song, not knowing one word of Hindi, I would get that feeling. Suppose it's a Masti Bari song or Pagal song or a lullaby to put a small child to sleep, without knowing the meaning, just because they are feeling it so much, that feeling, emotion gets conveyed. So in Carnatic music, so much of focus is on speed, aggression, virtuosity, technical, complicated things in Nade Palai, one hand, one talam, next hand, another talam, or several Nades in same talam. I'm not knocking that. That has its own value. But for me, what I desire when I listen to music, I should feel something. No? It need not be only moved to tears. I should feel uplifted or happy or inspired or optimistic or calm or meditative. Many emotions, but that without feeling any emotion, music is zero for me. And that emotional content in KB Sundarambal, in Madurai Soma Sundaram, in Madurai Mani Iyer, MD Ramanathan, people like that, emotional content was there despite their very strong cerebral and technical ability. So,
I guess as the last question from me, could you speak a little bit more about your efforts as an organizer? What changes did you bring about for festivals that are organized by the royal family, and what are your plans for the future?
Future, absolutely no plan. Now we are all in coronavirus. We don't know whether which will end first. I will end or the virus will end. We don't know. So I have absolutely no plan. After early 90s, this is the first time in my life that I'm in a position where there is no plan for the future. I don't know, August or September or January, February, no idea. I think most of us don't know what is going to happen. Some people have bravely made some plans, good for them. But I have just kept my options open, and right now I'm on shutdown. I'm at home. Tomorrow also, if you call me, I won't be awake at this time, but I'll be here only in front of this computer in this room indefinitely. So no plans for the future. But as for the festival, what happened is that I discovered, to my dismay, when I entered the field in 1990s, I always used to respect artists and see, oh, wow, this is so-and-so and so-and-so and so-and-so. But when I entered the field, I discovered that the upper hand is with the organizers and not with the artists as a general rule, especially when one is an upcoming youngster. So the youngsters have to apply to the Sabha secretaries and say, please, sir, give me a chance. If you don't actually send an application, at least go and meet them and talk to them with a servile kind of body language. Sir, like that. So that I hated, because without artists, organizers are zero. Somebody has to sing. No, otherwise, what festival can you organize? So I always felt we need artists, we need organizers, we need listeners, we need accompanies. Everybody is necessary, but this very skewed equation between artists applying. Now I have watched so many online Facebook concerts, and you won't believe, out of 50 concerts I have watched, at least 49, the young artists will say, "Thank you for giving me this opportunity." No, the opportunity, they may not even be paid. So actually, the organizers should thank the artist for the opportunity. For my organization, sitting at home without getting any payment, you sang and brought us good name by giving a concert. The organizer only should be thanking. You can say, "I'm happy to be performing here, but thank you for giving me this opportunity." That flavor is inculcated from the time they are very young. In my case, people who, now Santhi ma'am, you have interacted with me when I came to Dallas. So people who know me for little while, or my accompanies, or people who know me for several years, nobody will call me arrogant. I'm quite normal. But I will never go and do like this in front of an organizer. So I felt it is demeaning to an artist. Till now, I have not gone. Because of that, I have lost many so-called good opportunities in so-called big places also, and I don't care. So my festival was my answer to this, that I don't accept applications from artists. In fact, if somebody applies, I won't call them. So from big people like Balamurali Krishna, or TV Sankarara, or TV Gopalakrishnan sir, or Sanjay Subramaniam, to teenage children who have sung in my festival, you ask any of them. Several people who are from US have also performed in my festival. You ask any of them, nobody will say that they have applied. So I have found them either live concert or online concert. Oh, this is a good artist. Get their contacts, contact them and say, "See, I have a festival like this. Will you come and perform? This is how much I can offer." It's not a big payment, but it's definitely better than what many people are paying even now. So then the basic Maryada, offer hospitality. Then, because my festival is 100% Swatantra in Swatantra Maharaja's palace, we are restricted. They can't sing Annamacharya or Purandatasa. So I have a 10-day festival. 10 artists come and they all sing Devadeva Kalyami and Bhogindra Sainam Krapaya Palaya Vishweshwara Darshan Kara Saramaina Matla. There is no point. No. So my purpose is to bring out more of Maharaja's composition. And these artists are busy people. You can't suddenly expect them to sing 10 rare songs. So for my festival in January, I invite the artists latest by September. Normally by March, April, May itself, I start inviting them. And then during the 6 months or 10 months leading up to the festival, I keep in touch with all the artists I call and ask them. I don't pressure them. Some rough song list can you give, at least main what I. So one person says, "I'm going to sing Karara Priya Satatam Tavaka Padasena." Okay. Then another person says, "I'm going to sing Satatam Tavaka Padasena." Then two Karara Priyas came. Then I will request one of them, or whoever I am more close to. Because I have the freedom, then I say, "Oh, see, this person is also singing Satatam, can you sing something else?" And then they will change. So this is a slow process, gradual process, but so much work happens behind that. That actual festival happens, minimum 60 separate songs are sung every year. Maybe one Bhogindra Sayanam or one Dhanasri Tillana, some song may get repeated, but the non-repeated songs, or there is a Ragamalika, Pannagendra Sayana, for example. Bhavyamurakarama, everybody knows. No, Pannagendra Sayana, not many people. So I tell them, if a song like Pannagendra Sayana or a Padavarna in Todi gets repeated, it's all there, because those songs should be repeated to get established. But the very super popular songs are not sung or they are not repeated. So not applying from artists, that is one thing. Coordinating with them several months ahead and planning the menu is the second thing. Treating them nicely, and I get very good, very good photos and videos of the concerts which I give them. So many artists their YouTube uploads they will use, or their brochure. You find the photo would be taken in my festival. They'll have oil lamps and whatever. Suppose it's a young man or young woman, even for their wedding arrangements, they'll use festival from my festival. So they feel happy because I'm an artist myself. I know I go somewhere, I sing for 3 hours. What kind of treatment I would be happy with? What kind of food I'll be happy with? So then naturally, being an artist, what kind of sound system I'll be happy with? Very good sound system, very good audience. So some places may have big name, but if you don't have satisfaction, you find the sound of the traffic going in India. In America, you don't have that problem. But in India, many places you hear the traffic sound, the mic will be howling, sound system will not be very good. People come and go. And we feel, why are we doing this? We feel demotivated. Here in my festival, I used to spend a lot of time in Europe during 1990s and early 2000s. So France, Paris, London, and Amsterdam are the 3 places I spent. So there, at that time, no internet. I used to tell people that there's a festival. All the white people, they would go, if they go to India, they go to see Taj Mahal, they go to see Rajasthan, and they go back. They don't come to South India. So I tell them, in Kerala, we have oil massage, we have backwaters, we have nice seafood and fish, so many things. So the Westerners started coming. Once they come, they attend my festival. They say, oh, such a nice festival. We can't believe that there is no ticket in such a beautiful setting. So once they come, they tell their friends. And they tell their friends. Now, with online advertisement, YouTube videos and whatever, every year we have at least 40% people from outside India attending this festival. So earlier you asked about singing in America, so where we have 100% Indian audience. But in my festival, you can check Kudara Malika, Swati Sangeetotsavam videos and photos also. They're available. Just look at the audience. You find a mix of people from at least 15 different countries. So I tell the singers also, it will be nice if you just introduce, if you don't want to say the meaning of the song, at least I'll present this composition in Raga Kalyani. At least one phrase, if you talk, they like it a lot. If you work a little hard and talk about the meaning and all that, they like it even more. But the musicians I call are also, they understand my vision and what I intend with the festival. And they have been extremely cooperative, particularly the last 10 years. Initially, I had some tough musicians also. Where when I started the festival, all my hair was black. The first year I conducted the festival, I got white hair. Literally, I'm not joking, because I joke a lot. When I speak seriously also, people will feel I'm joking. No, but the stress I had, it was unbelievable. What all I had to go through, not only financially also, but the current lot of musicians who have been coming, and some people I repeat, not only because they sing nicely, and not only because they interact professionally, but I see them as ambassadors of Maharaja's composition. So they sing Kamboji Rasa Vilasa in my festival, nice. But they sing Kamboji Rasa Vilasa in Calcutta and in Hyderabad and Madras and America also. So that is what I request or hope from the artists I call, that they will feature lesser known compositions of Maharaja in their normal concerts elsewhere. So many people apply to me through internet and physical letters also. They say, I want a chance, I want an opportunity to sing in your festival. And I check there, they would not have sung one composition of Maharaja. So if they know about me, they know about this festival, they can find out my email ID, then they should also know that this festival features only Maharaja's compositions. No. So without singing Soitanal songs at all, they want to sing in Soitanal festival. No? So that I don't understand. So I myself, there are some composers whose songs I have not sung, but I wouldn't be wishing to sing in a festival with only their songs either. See, suppose somebody has a Purandadasa festival, Tyagaraja festival, Dikshitar, Annamacharya, Amaradharayana, Prayagarangada, Bhadrachal. I would love to sing in all Bhadrachal Ramadasa festival or all Purandadasa festival, because anyway I'm singing their songs, not preparing for that festival. But suppose there's even Shyama Shastri, though he's part of the Trinity, I can't say I regularly sing many songs of Shyama Shastri. I know few, those few I sing with respect, but not abundant stock like the other composers. So somebody says, "Oh, we have a Shyama-Shastri festival. I hope I'll be called. I don't even have enough stock for to do justice to a Shyama-Shastri festival. I'll be singing Shankari Shankuru and Kamakshi song, which everybody knows. No? So then, without the stock to want to sing in a festival, I feel it's not the smart thing. Yeah. So this is what I've done with my festival. In some places, you land at the airport, nobody will be there to receive you. You find your own way. You go to the hotel, you stay. Local transport also to the venue. You have to arrange a taxi or auto or whatever. You go, sing, and then you go home. That's it. The guy will come and give you a check. That's all. So in my case, the hospitality part is what I make them feel welcome and not make them feel welcome. Ultimately, they are welcome. So artists know that they are cherished. They are the boss. So I get name that I'm conducting a good festival. But who brings me the good name? It's the hard work done by all the 10 artists who have given good concerts. Suppose I call somebody, they give a bad concert, my festival will flop. So 100% credit, thanks go to all the artists who have been year after year bringing the festival up higher and higher.
So we would like to end on a Mangala Karmana note, with you singing. But before that, I have the duty of proposing a vote of thanks. So on behalf of Indian Octaves, Santhi Mahadevan and myself, we thank you, sir, for this wonderful session, most educational. And there's been a very enthusiastic response by all the listeners. We thank Indian Octaves, Santhi and myself, for giving us the opportunity to host the show. And of course, thanks to all the viewers. Without you, the success of the show is based on the viewers.
We have viewers. Some people are watching.
Yeah,
sure, there are many.
There are many. Nice. I didn't know because I'm just concentrating on both of you and our invisible boss, the handsome bearded gentleman. So nice.
And do stay tuned in for further shows from Indian Octaves. But we'd like you, sir, to conclude with maybe a nice Mangalam song, maybe something that Balamurali Krishna used to sing, or anything you like, sir.
No, I'll sing my Maharaja's.
Okay, yes, that's good.
Yes. That is, of course, much less upbeat than the Ramadrai Janakaraja one. But actually, but let me see. I don't know whether I remember, but Balamurali sir made a Mangalam in the same Navroj tune as Bhadrachal Ramadasa's Mangalam, which he used to sing very often. I have not sung it for many years, but since it's Balamurali sir's birthday, I'll see if I remember. Srinivasaya Veda Vedita Vishwarupaya Srita Janananda Dayakaya Mangalam. Then, because the last Saranam has his name. Then I'll just sing the last Saranam. Mangalam Palli Vamsajata Bala Murali Krishna Madhura Gana Moditaya Mahita Mangalam. So now I will do it the Facebook live style. So thank you for giving me this opportunity for sharing some thoughts about my so truly great gurus and the truly great composers because of whom we are all surviving. Thank you so much for both the lovely ladies for making me feel so comfortable and welcome. And to our super boss who's hidden behind the camera, who runs the Octave. You will have the video on YouTube also, or only Facebook? So once it comes on YouTube, if you could send me the link, then I could share it with some of my friends like me who don't have Facebook. So sleep well. Good night.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Namaste.
Namaste. Thank you.